Hey, trying to make sure I got all this going right. So just give me a second. Let's get started. How you guys doing? Hope everybody's had a great Monday. I'm Andrea. I have a real estate business here in Dallas called New Ave Realty, and I also have started a design service business called Accents by Andrea. So today we're going to be talking about pretty much how to style your kitchen island and what ways you can do that and going from there. So make sure that you guys are following me on my Amazon storefront so you can always be notified about our lives. And let me know if you guys can hear me. Just want to make sure that I can be heard clearly. If not, I'll adjust it. You know what? Let me just adjust it just in case. No, okay, I can see. So just let me know if you guys can hear me well. And pretty much, so today we're going to talk about how to style your kitchen island. Using a lot of homes, especially in today's modern home, like my home was built in 2017. So most homes tend to have an island, not all. Some have peninsulas, some have nothing. And there are a lot of things that you can do within that. So you could definitely pretty much add your own style, your own flavor. Even if your home doesn't come with a kitchen island and you have space to, you can still put an island in your home, whether it's something that's movable with cabinets or it's just something you just put in the middle and build it out. There are things you can definitely do to style your home within a kitchen island. I started today kitchen islands for the simple fact that it's something fun to do. And so, with that also being said, kitchen islands like the heart of the home. So you want to make sure it's something funky, something that you absolutely love, and that you're actually going to enjoy using. So we're going to start with how I add decor to my kitchen island and what's the thought process behind that. So first things first, because my home, I have about 1,800 square feet, and I'm not the type to really sit at a dining table. I knew I wanted space at my kitchen island. So I wanted that extra space so when people came over, they had a place to sit. Because at that time, I loved to entertain. So having seating areas was very, very, very important to me. So that's pretty much what I did. So I have what's called counter hop chairs, which is what I'm sitting in right now. So I'll get up so you guys can see that a little bit. So here, maybe you guys can. This is my counter height chair. So there's a difference between bar stools and counter height chairs that we must make sure that people know. So if you have what's called like a breakfast bar island, and that just means like a stackable area that stops here for your islands, it's like an extra height. You could probably use bar stools to put at your kitchen island. However, if you have an actual counter that sits low like this, you want to make sure you have counter height stools. That is super important to have because you want to make sure that you have pretty much some space underneath the counter so that your guests can feel comfortable sitting at your counter. You don't want to make it where the stools are way too high and the knees are cramped up. If you're like me, my friends are over 30. They want to be comfortable. So that is something that you guys should definitely do. And I'm going to link some counter height chairs from Amazon just right here so you guys can be able to see that. So those are counter height chairs. And usually that's between like 26 to maybe 29 inches high. So if you're looking for new furniture, take that into consideration when it comes to how high should the chairs be. Now, something else still, if you guys can't see, I don't think you guys can, but I have a wing back chair. So another tip I'm going to give you guys is that if you are pretty much in a home where you have space between like your kitchen island and your living room and your dining room, especially if you're in an open concept home, much more of a newer home that tends to be open concept. If you are in a space like that, then you definitely want to make sure that you either use a chair with a wing back or a backless chair. Now, I'm going to tell you the two options that I would give you when it comes to those two things. So with the wing back, it's really great. It gives you space. Makes the people comfortable when they're sitting at the kitchen island. So I like to have that, and in my kitchen, I had space enough to do it. But if you're in a space, and I like to call it a stack on, that's not the true wording for it, but that's how I vision it, where it's like living room or kitchen, dining, living room. then it might make sense in that little space that you may have to get backless counter chairs so that you can easily slide them underneath the counter when they're not being used so that the room doesn't look too overcrowded. So that's something to think about a lot too when you're looking to purchase your counter stools is to figure out, do you want a back? Do you have the space for a back where it doesn't look crowded? Also, if you don't want something that's crowded, you should probably do backlit. And then you got to get the styling from there. But keep in mind, you want a counter height stool if you have a regular counter with a lip over it. So you're wanting something that's at least 26 to 29 inches high. Measure it. I've said before, anything that you do, you're always going to want to measure the furniture so that your space does not look overcrowded. Okay? So that's the tip that I would give you there. So next, we're going to talk about just decorating it. So I've talked about pretty much the type of stools that you should have. Let's talk about decorating it. So I'm bringing you guys just a little bit closer. It's here, and my keyboard here. So what I like to decorate my home with, especially when I'm decorating, I like to keep everything simple. So sort of very similar to what I did when I was talking about my coffee table. I did something very similar with my kitchen countertop as well. So as you can see here, this here is a tray, and it is a marble tray that swivels. I love swivel things, so you're gonna see a lot of swivel in my house. I just like it. So unfortunately, I ate all my snacks, so I do not have snacks inside of here. But I'm gonna tell you guys what this is. So I like to keep snacks, and I usually like something that's already packaged, so it's easy to go. And if people visit me, I don't want people hands all up in my stuff, so it's always like a package thing that you can just pull out. So pretty much I got this from Amazon and I'm going to link it here. This here is the jar. So I keep this. It's acrylic. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why it is acrylic. My housekeepers, when I did have housekeepers, would break my ish all the time. And it would annoy me to my soul to come home and see broken glass. And it was always this. And I'm like, when I clean this up myself, I don't break a thing. I don't understand why you're breaking stuff. So I then switched to acrylic, really easy to open. You can't break it. I don't want to constantly keep buying new things. So I make sure I get acrylic. And plus, you never know who's coming to visit. Some people are just clumsy, and it's not even just kids. We can't leave it at the kids. A lot of times, folks are like, "Well, I have kids," and the kids not go. Adults do it too. My housekeeper were fully adults. Okay, so I have this that I like to decorate, and this is pretty much what I always say is keep your personality within your home. So by doing that, it helps you a lot to. Sorry, I'm just pulling stuff up so I can make sure I see the comments. But keep things inside of your home that makes sense for you, fits your personality, and goes from there. Okay. So that's what you should always do when you're designing and decorating your home is to make sure it applies towards your personality. So here I keep a candle, nothing specific. So if you have a candle, that'll really work really well. It's just to have a candle on it. Mind you, again, if you watched my last video, you will know I don't light a thing. I don't. I just like the scents from them. So keep a candle on here. And I'm gonna go back and I'm going to link up the tray so you guys can see the tray. And it's called a marble lazy Susan, but that's pretty much what it is. There you go. So move it here, closer to me, so you can see. It just spins and it's marble. And here it's just another plant. I like fake plants. That's my thing. My friend just bought me a plant. Well, she didn't just buy it. She bought it like maybe a month ago. And I don't know if it's alive or dead. Like these peace lilies, they're too dramatic for you, girl. Absolutely hate it. Don't like it. It's pretty, but I don't know how to grow. I look and ask, am I overwatering it? Am I underwatering it? And they both have the peace lilies do the same thing whether you're overwatering or underwatering. I don't know. So I don't have those problems with these faux plants. Okay, so here are some ones you can buy to put in a vase, and these are things I like to use, like the fake flowers. Here I have it linked, and then you'll see here if you watched my last live. If you did not, go back and view it. I like to have really pretty vases that I like to use. So that is my style there. And so that helps me out a lot when I'm just trying to figure out exactly what to style it with. I keep everything here simple because remember I said I want this to be a space that people can easily come sit and eat at my kitchen island and don't feel like they're overwhelmed with stuff. So I really like to keep this area very simple and easy to connect with. And so that's my thing there. So let me show you something else that I keep on my kitchen island. And so this is pretty much just to have less clutter on there. It is my dish soap and my hand soap. So let me go grab that. One second. Okay. So this is by Masa Novo. I hope I'm saying that right. But I found it on Amazon. They're a women owned brand. And I'm just going to link that right here. Oh, here we go. Oh, wrong thing. Here we go. So pretty much these are black glass because I'm still about decor, regardless of how easy and less cluttered I want it to be. It still has to be pretty for me. So this here, see if you guys can see this. Okay, so this is by Masanobo on Amazon, women-led brand out of New York, and this is a black glass container, and it comes with all these hand labels, and so these are water solutions. That's not the right word. Pretty much, water won't stain this up, so you can get water on here and you'll be fine because when you're washing dishes, you're gonna get water and stuff on this. And then I have the hand soap. So when people come to, let's see, can we get that clear? There we go. So they can use hand soap to wash their hands. And I just put my favorite Bath and Body or soap inside of it. So that's pretty much what I like to do within that. But also it sits on this little bamboo tray. And as you can see, there's some water on it and you don't see it spilling through and molding. You don't really want that. So these are water sustainable as well. Easy to put on your kitchen island. Don't take up a lot of space. So when you're throwing parties, which I used to do a lot, really easy to have a clean countertop. You don't want a lot of things on it. You still want to add some decor. Those are the tips that I would give you on really styling your kitchen island. Keep it simple. And even if you don't want to do a tray, you can easily take the tray off, you guys, and really just come here and just say, okay, I'm going to have a plant here, and that's going to be it. You can do a bigger plant than this one, and just keep it simple with just a plant and maybe even just a candle here and just keep it done there. You don't have to do anything more. But of course, I like to use trays. So in a lot of my style decor, you're always going to see trays with me just because it just makes it easy. And to me, it looks better and it looks organized. But that's just me. Everyone is different. But those are the tips that I would give you on styling your home, especially your kitchen island. So pretty much, let's run this back. And if you just started watching, make sure that you like this video and you also follow my Amazon storefront. And you can follow my social media. I am at New Ave Realty on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube as well. And my TikTok is the only thing that's a little bit different. It's at 380 Living. So 380 LIVING. That's the next thing that you can look at too. I just show tips and I share things that I see in Dallas. Of course, I do real estate, so I always share nice homes. So if you're interested in buying a home in Dallas, just let me know. So the reason for me doing this is always to help clients when they are looking for things to style their home with, because will a lot of times people, hey, thank you for enjoying the show. I appreciate it. A lot of people don't know what to do after they buy the home. And they're like, oh gosh, I now have to spend a lot of money. But I always tell people start with one room at a time, especially my first time home buyers. You don't want to really get into it and do a lot and spend a lot of money. Start with one room at a time and create a vision for each room. Instead of just going out buying stuff, have an idea of what that looks like. So if you're interested, I also do e-designs as well. So we can create a look for your room, and then you already have a vision with the shopping list on where to go to buy certain things and stick into a budget. Because when you first move into a home, it can be really, really easy to overspend, and then you buy things that you would never ever use in that space. So it's very important for you to really find what style you're going for and what's the function. So always keep that in mind too, is that knowing what your function is in your home, it helps a lot when you're designing and decorating different things. How do you want people to come into your home? What do you want them to do when they're in there? That's important. So like for me, I knew I wanted to entertain when I bought my home. So pretty much that's what I did. I wanted to be an inviting space. So I made sure my space was inviting. I do have light colored furniture because that's just a style that I love. But one of the reasons why I have it is because I can always add a pop of color with my decor. So because I can do that, I really enjoy to have light colored furniture to add that pop of color into my home space. So sorry, just trying to see if there's any comments. So I keep looking at my phone here while I'm recording too. So that's pretty much what I would say to do. So if you don't remember anything from today, I want you to remember if you have a counter, island counter, get counter height stools that are at least 26 to 29 inches. Make sure that there is space underneath the counter for people's legs to go under comfortably. Because I knew I was entertaining a lot, I wanted this extra seating space. So that's very important there. And only did 3 chairs, but it depends on how long your island is. I think 3 chairs with a wing back work perfectly for my home. Now, if I was to do a backless chair, I probably could add another chair at my kitchen island, but because I did the wing back chair, I just decided it would make more sense to just do 3 and keep it that simple because I wanted people who were still sitting in this island to have space. So that made more sense to me. And let me see. I don't know if I can get this in here for you guys. Okay, so let's see if I can push this back so you guys can see the chairs without my tablet falling. So this is the chair here. And so this is what I mean. These chairs are about 28 inches high, and there's still space underneath my kitchen island here for people to rest comfortably. See that? You can put your legs up. You don't have to worry about your knees hitting it. Now, if you're like 6'8", you're probably gonna hit it anyway. But none of my friends are that tall, so we don't really have those problems. But that's just something that I would tell you to do when you're decorating your kitchen island and going from there. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Rosh, how are you? So that's the style from there. But if you have a small space and you know you don't want it to be overcrowded, because a lot of times some spaces really are small. I'm going to give you guys this tip. There are spaces that are really small. A lot of times when you go into these model homes, especially the builder model homes, a lot of things are sized down to make you feel like those rooms are bigger. And it's not to say that they are super duper tiny, but that means you might can't have certain size furniture in certain spaces. So I always recommend to measure your space. So go buy some blue tape and measure the different things that you have. So even if you're measuring out like counter height stools, you're like, oh, I saw these stools that I absolutely love. They say they're 30 inches. Get some tape and measure 30 inches on your island. And then you just look and say, okay, if I was to sit here, how high would my knees go? Would I feel comfortable sitting here? How much space does it take on the island? How many do I need to buy? Would 4 make sense or would 3 make sense? Or is it best to just have 2? Those are things you should always measure and think about how you use your home and what functions the most in your home. Those are the things you should definitely do when you're buying new furniture in your home and then when you are looking to see what to do that does not make your home crowded, because there's nothing worse than being in a home where you feel like there's too big of a furniture and people can't easily flow into your home. So always think about that. So when I'm looking at spaces that may have like a kitchen, dining, living room space, like all in one row. I'm not gonna do, if I'm buying a home like that, I wouldn't do a wing back chairs unless there's more than enough space between my kitchen island and my dining area. Again, I personally, because I'm always thinking about functions of people walking around using the space in my house, that's very big for me. So I'm always thinking about what does that space look like? You know, can people easily walk around my home for that? Will they feel like they have space to move around? Will I feel comfortable if I had a crowd full of people? And can I maneuver this? Those are the thought processes that I have. So think about function. If you don't think about anything else, think about function. I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna pull up. I am going to pull up those counter height stools, very similar to the ones that I have. Think about function in your home. If you're going to do counter height stools, make sure they're between 26 to 29 inches high. If you have a breakfast bar, and that's just an additional top on top of your kitchen island, you don't see it too much anymore. You're going to see people want a flat island, so those are just like a extra top. You can do a bar stool there because there's no lip at the bottom. So you can definitely do a bar stool there. But just think about the size of everything and whether you have a counter height island or you have a island. That's just pretty much what it means. Anything over 30 inches is pretty much like a bar height island, bar height stool size. So that helps you there, just knowing what to buy when you're out searching or you're browsing through Amazon. Those are the things there. Also, here I told you guys about, see if I can pick it up. I don't want to break it because these are glass. I have these at my kitchen island. See, bring it up closer. Can you guys see that? There we go. I have these in my kitchen island, and I wanted to still keep some decor. The last dish soap and hand soap that I had, it took up a lot of space. And because it got wet so much, it was pretty much like a silver metal thing. It pretty much got destroyed. You can see the water stains on it. And so I was like, okay, I got to let this go. And I went and got these. I've had these for a few weeks and they've been really, really great to use. And I love them. They're pretty. So I use that in my kitchen sink. And then I keep this as like a little small decor. Just when people come in, they can see it. And so that means that's the easiest way to do it. So I would say if you want your kitchen island to be additional function for people when they're in your home, that's how I would tell you to style your island. Keep it simple, keep the space open so that people can still eat. Even if it's just you and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna sit at that dining table. That's just too much space. It's just gonna be pretty. I'm gonna sit at the kitchen island. Sit at the kitchen island and you still have space to do things. And I think that makes a world of difference. Keep it simple. Put a plant here and see, I'm gonna tag this plant I have here. Get a plant, get this pretty vase that you have and the plant in the vase. That'll help you guys tremendously just to have a decorative thing on your kitchen island. And I always add a candle. I don't like them. I have plenty of candles. They are not lit for a thing, but they're just there. Also, to keep in mind, I did not mention this the last time, but if you go back and watch my style your coffee table, I added this note, but this is with any tray. I'm going to tell you with any tray, you're going to want to make sure that you have things of different dimensions, okay? So pretty much you have these items here, and there are three different items, and as you can see, there are three different heights. So we have this plant here, this faux plant, and it's up the tallest item I have. And then I have my cookie jar, which I've ate all my snacks out of. It's a little bit shorter, but it's wide. So I wanted to give it some symmetry on this tray. And then I have my candle here, and it's just a vanilla bean candle because it has pretty much a neutral scent. And it's a different height. So you want to have at least three things on there. Follow the rules of three. Make sure they're different heights to give it some symmetry on the tray. So that's it. That's as simple as you could do with a kitchen island. Remember the functions of your house. Remember how high you want things to be. And then just take the time to think about the functions that you use with your home. So if you didn't learn anything else, that's pretty much what I want you guys to remember while you're here. While you guys are here, throw out something that you want our next topic to be about. I have done the coffee table. I have done today. This is styling your kitchen island. Throw out some topics that you guys want me to talk about for the next time. I do these every 2 weeks. So pretty much, if you guys are interested, just know about that. I'm every 2 weeks and we want to make sure that it is at 6:30 so people get time to come home and watch me live. So this is my Style Your Home Like a Pro series. It's gonna happen every other Monday. Styling the office or game space. Okay, I like that one. Or kitchen must have. Okay, kitchen must haves, styling your office or game space. Okay, those are good ones. Those are good ones. Okay. Anything else? Just put it in the comments. I'm gonna read them out. Just let me know what our next topic should be. It's gonna be 2 weeks from now. So I try to give everybody time. And plus, I'm busy. The market is starting to heat up here in DFW. So pretty much I'm out a lot. So I just try to find some time to do this. So I said every 2 weeks I can dedicate it to this. So just to give you guys a background on how this actually started, I used to do this at a national brand store, and they were headquartered in Dallas, and they would let me come in on Sundays after they closed, and I would have someone come in with me, and we would talk about how to style your home. And I love doing that because this is fun for me. This is fun. And so what happened was this brand actually went out of business. I think they're back online, but they went out of business, and it just made sense for me to try to do this. And I'm like, Amazon is something that people can easily do, join me on their own time and be able to shop on Amazon to do some styling. But what we used to do in the store is that they would close the store at 6 p.m. and people would come in for this private event. We would have like little snacks there, and they would learn how to style their home. And then you get time afterwards to just shop the store, and they would become like members of the store. I wouldn't say members, but email sign up and get a discount that day. So I love that. I do have a discount. I do have a discount on that bamboo tray that I can share with you guys. I'm trying to see. I'm gonna see how I can do it. Let's see, can I paste it? Let me see if I can type it in the comment. 1 second. Because I tried to put it in here, it wouldn't let me do it. This code is only good until the 17th of this month. So you only have a few more days to use that code. That code is going to give you a discount off the bamboo tray set. So just remember it if that's something you're interested in. It will definitely give you a discount on there. So there you go. Don't say I never did anything great. Okay, I see another comment. It says summer's coming, patio must have. That's a good one. Actually, there is something I've been redoing my patio, and I don't want to do too much because I really want to move. So I haven't been doing too much to my home, pretty much using the style that I already have. But I did order some stuff like maybe a year or two ago for my patio that I may need to do and use. But I like to, before I move into any new home, I do like to go ahead and already have the things that I want already bought. So when I move into a home, I'm not out searching for things. That's another tip I'll give you guys. If you're not going to buy a new home, go ahead and start purchasing stuff ahead of time if you can, to start having for that new home already decorated, and you don't have to feel like you're spending money after you've already spent a lot of money buying that new home. So that's a good one. Patio must have. And it's starting to get back warm again in DFW. So that's a good one. I like that because I'm doing something totally different on my patio than I did when I first moved into this house. And so I actually bought this when I thought I was going to entertain more. So I don't know if it's going to work out well. 'Cause I said I'm not entertaining anymore. Hmm. Well, think about that. But I do have some stuff I think you guys will like. I actually I bought some stuff in the past just for my backyard, but then I somehow last year decided I'm no longer doing any hosting events. So I was just like, I'm not gonna do them. But I have a lot of stuff that actually, it's funny because I was cleaning out my garage before this started, and I was just like, oh, this is all for my backyard. Like I bought speakers to put in the backyard so we can have music outside in the backyard, and then have string lights that my yard people put off to the side. See, people just move stuff. They don't ask you where this go. They just be like, oh, this is interrupting our flow. So they just move it. But anyways, neither here nor there. But that's another one. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Because I can fill our schedule so we can know what we could talk about. I'm taking some of these tips here, and we'll see which one gets chosen for the next topic for the next 2 weeks when we come back again for your Style Your Home Like a Pro series. You'll know. Also, if you're not following my storefront, go ahead and click follow. Make sure you like this video, and we can go from there. So I'm going to leave you guys off with the last few things of this live to just recap what we talked about. So pretty much styling my island. I have 3 island chairs and a counter high stool with the wing back. And remember I said if you're going to do a kitchen island counter with a counter height stools, make sure that it's at least 26 to 29 inches high. Also, think about your space and how it is decorated. Think about the function of the space that you're looking to have too. So depending on how you use your home, think about that when you're buying your counter house stools. Is this a space that you want people to eat at? Or is it just a space that you want it to be like, okay, it's additional space here. I don't really want people to eat here. Think about that when you're buying. Think about the fabric. Think about whether you want backs or not. Just think about those things when you are buying your counter stools. And then I said, if you're going to decorate this kitchen island, get a tray. And I have a little marble lazy Susan. So I'm gonna go back and tag that for you guys to see that again. I have the marble lazy Susan, and then I put 3 items on there using the rule of three, where you want to have 3 things on your tray with 3 different dimensions. So you don't want all the same height. You want to have 3 different dimensions on there. So I have a candle, which you guys can purchase here. This is just a Bath and Body Works candle. So I have a candle. I have this acrylic cookie jar, as you guys can see. Let me pull this up here. There we go. I have this acrylic cookie jar so it does not break if you have kids, if you just have clumsy people in your house, or like me, I just had housekeepers who would just break your ish. So I got an acrylic one so they wouldn't break it, and I ate all my snacks, but there you go. Um, and then last but not least, a pretty vase is always what I like to start with. And then I just get flowers that I absolutely like with that vase. So you just add those flowers, and then that is it. And then also, my sink is black. And if you go on my storefront, you're going to see the video of me using these items with my sink. So my sink is black. So I wanted to do black and bamboo. So these here by Masa Novo. I'm gonna go back so you guys can see this. And remember, I gave you guys a discount code for this. It's in the comments. So you have this here, and I just wanted to use it to match my kitchen sink, and that's it. I just make sure it stays clear so people can eat and use. Now, do people sit here all the time? No, but whenever I have parties, it's a good place for people to sit and eat. Extra space. My house isn't that big. So until next time, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. Make sure you leave comments in. And if you're catching this on replay, just type in replay so I can know that you at least caught the video in the comments if you can. But thank you guys for joining me. I am Andrea. I have Accents by Andrea's storefront. So make sure you're following my storefront, and I'll see you guys 2 weeks from today. Bye.